achievements of all youth, whether in the field of sports, whether in the field of industry, entrepreneurship. In fact, Gujarat is one state which has thrown tremendous number of entrepreneurs at a very young age. In fact, I am told that there is not a single home in this state where one entrepreneur is not born. And therefore, if this energy of youth is rightly channeled, as I said, irrespective of the caste and creed, irrespective of the levels in society, this country is in the right hand in the future. Let me therefore only mention as a part of advice, and it's not my advice, it is the advice which Lord Krishna gave to Arjun. He said, Karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. You continue to work selflessly, the results would come. Results are not seen as a benefit to you. The results must be seen in a broader perspective of quality of life to the fellow citizen. I thought that should be the ideal of the graduate of this university. I must also bring here a very potential point made by Gandhiji in earlier days of life. He said that nature has provided to everybody for his use and there is no dearth for it. But there is nothing which is enough for anybody's greed. Now this specifically is very crucial when you look at the scenario as the environment is concerned. I am aware that environmental issues cannot be kept under carpet. We have to bring the environmental issues at forefront. This state being very advanced in industrial development, it is imperative therefore that full focus must be put on when a new project is conceived towards ensuring of a sustainable growth and lesser degradation of environment. You are also aware that this country, as a force of nature, is affected by disasters. And their role therefore for you as scientists, engineers and manager is cut out that all you develop technologies, management systems such that the influence of such disasters could be as minimal as possible and practically no person should die on account of such calamities. You are aware that this state did suffer a major calamity 10 years ago, and it is almost now a role model the way the rehabilitation was done. It is therefore necessary that in the universities such work which has been done in the area of rehabilitation after the disaster, they must be done as a case study for all the students. Friends, let us appreciate that human mind is a unique gift. Curiosity and thinking in progress builds new knowledge. When knowledge blends with a value system, a person gets empowered. Education system must create capacities among students of inquiry, creativity, technology, entrepreneurial and moral leadership. If we develop in all of our students these 5 capacities, we will produce autonomous learner. I once again go back to what Ganpat ji has said, that this is not end for you, it's not end for learning. In fact, what university has enabled you to become an autonomous learner, a self-directed, self-controlled lifelong learner who will have capacity to both respect authority and at the same time is capable of questioning authority in an appropriate manner. The most important part of the education is to imbibe the confidence among the students in the spirit of we can do it. Till you make this as a motto that we can do it, there is nothing which you cannot do on this earth. On this occasion, I am also aware that there are members of faculty. There are invited guests who has partnership in dealing with education setup. I would like to mention few words here related to education systems and education delivery. And I draw inspiration from the system of education in this country in the ancient time. Our seers were visionaries and great observers of who have mastered the intricacies of nature, a great laboratory of life, and created models of learning for each depending on the capability of individual. If you just try to understand these 4 or 5 sentences which I spoke, would ensure to you what one has to do when you provide a quality education. It is said that the teachers must be the kind of seers that they have a vision of their own and can translate a vision into students when they teach. They can observe very closely things around, draw inspiration, can develop methods of teaching, learning, and use life and life examples as the laboratory. Only then the Vidyas would be born. They would be all knowing, they would be all doers, they would also be the users. They will not be imitators as later the system of education which is created here, which was only designed to serve the masters. I do not wish that this country in future produces people who should serve masters. We must have an education system, and I thought that must be for us to all to think that in future we are producing people who are masters of their own destiny. They are not the servant of masters. I thought once this is kept in view, the future of this nation is safeguarded. I'd like to quote here from a speech which Gandhiji gave in 1939. And at that time, he was talking in Gujarat, particularly relating to national institutions. I've only taken a very small part of his speech. It's a great speech given at that time, because at that time you would recall that the country was in the mode of struggle for freedom. He was imploring people to be in the path of patriotism. And in that he tried to carve out role both for teachers and the students. And I quote from him, "In the final, the success of national institutions depend upon the worth of teachers' honesty, efficiency and self-sacrifice." He ends here and then he says, "But the students have perhaps the largest share of responsibility on their shoulders. The future depends upon their ability, integrity, application and patriotism. The teacher," and it is crucial, please note, the teachers cannot give what the people have not. Therefore, if there is a student who is desirous to receive, the teacher is bound